let's try an interesting take, a very important one too. When your data is spread across multiple different spreadsheets, or not spreadsheets, but worksheets, or across a database, oftentimes, rather than using if-then, for example, in this case, we want to know that we have all these different grapes out here, but what exactly is the tannin level of this grape? What exactly is the tannin level, or what's the body of a Cabernet Sauvignon? And we really don't know that, because we could go and say, well, if the grapes match, so we could say is equal to, if this is equal to the grape characteristic, which is Cabernet Sauvignon, then we will simply show, let's say we wanted to know the amount of fruit flavor there is, then the fruit flavor. And we click enter and we see 5, but that's long and a bit of a lugubrious process. So instead, we will use something called VLookup to figure out the, in this case, let's say, fruitiness of the grape. So we want to use VLookup, or it should be VLookup, to find out the fruitiness of the grape. And what we do is we say is equal to, we're calling a new function called VLookup. It's VLookup because it's vertically looking up, very much like querying a database. So VLookup. And we're saying, so Excel is asking, here's the syntax. What do you want to look up? We're saying, well, we want to look up the grape. And they're saying, where do you want to look it up from? And so the next thing is table array. So what's the table array? We want to look it up from right here. See, all the grapes are there. And to the bottom. So we select the entire set. And then they're saying, which number do you want from there? And we say, well, we want fruitiness. So fruitiness is 1, first column is grape, second is tannin, third is acidity, fourth is alcohol, fifth is body, sixth is fruitiness. So we'll say we want 6, and we click enter, and voila, you'll now see Syrah, which out here was, let's say, the Syrah was right out here, and see, it has a fruitiness of 7, but it found it from the whole set. So once we look at that, now what we can do is we can simply pull it down, remember, or we could have simply double small element and it would have filled this up. And voila, guess what it does? It immediately takes care of the fruitiness. Now, of course, if we changed our mind and we said, well, you know, we actually wanted to know what, let's see, the alcohol would be. Alcohol of the grape. Now, let's just quickly check which column alcohol was. 1, 2, 3, 4. It was the 4th column under D. So all we'll do this is we'll change 6, which was the 6th column, to the 4th column. And it should give us the alcohol. So it's as simple as that, but is an enormously, incredibly useful function that I hope you can use to your own advantage.